Hey, it's Anthony Miser with Land Title. I can bring you first to know for Longmont. Let's dive right into this. And I think if you're looking, hopefully I'm not in the way too much with the new camera screen I'm trying out, but you can see that average sales price has dropped just a little bit. We're showing 8% down, but it was our high month for last year. So we're kind of slow and steady this year as far as prices are concerned, but the median is sitting around 600,000. Also, another year off quite a bit from where we were a year ago, but keep in mind, high month, but we have a second check at this, right? So let's take a couple looks at other things to kind of give you some indication about where this market is heading and maybe head off some of that scary stuff that we just looked at. The average sales price for condo townhomes are down 5%, medians down 3%. So slow and steady, right? I mean, we're not moving too fast, but we're definitely getting stuff done. The price per square foot, though, this tells a different story for the single family home side. We showed down 12%, but here we are, price per square foot's up 7%. So we really are just selling a little bit of a different product type. We're selling a smaller product, most likely, than what we sold a year ago this month. But you can see we're still right there in line with what we've seen over the last 4 years. The condo townhouse market, though, showing some a little bit of a lower price point than we've seen in the last couple of years. Yet again, it looks like we're just stepping down just a little bit in purchase price there. So tougher market on the condo side. If we look at the active units, though, on the market, it's because of this rising inventory, right? As we've seen inventory rise another year again, here we are looking at almost 400 units on the market. And, sellers just haven't quit, right? They've really come out to market in March, April, and May, 220 listings again on the market. So lots of active sellers. Now, with 220 listings on only 150 under contract, and also 150 under contract is 20 better than last year. That's 15% more homes under contract, but the sellers are still coming out in such force that is leading to rising inventory, right? So buyers, good news is that if you're representing buyers or you're working with buyers, they absolutely still have the upper hand. As a seller, good news is that with all these extra buyers in the marketplace, it really is a little bit better than it was a year ago for you. But 3.2 months of inventory is pretty well balanced. It is going to be a little bit favored by the buyer, as you can probably tell when you're out there negotiating and working with them. The other interesting part is here we are in May. We should be speeding up just a little bit more into June, but most of the time, this is one of the fastest months a year. And that being said, it's still taking 43 days to go from active to under contract. That's 2 months in a row that have been just like this. It's just a little bit slower pace of the market. And if you look at the close to list price, we're showing 99.5%, a little bit better than it was a year ago. So a lot of those median homes are actually getting a little bit better traction and better offers than they did prior. But the only issue there is, remember, it doesn't include original list price and it doesn't include concessions. Concessions are still pretty prevalent, right? They're not quite as extreme as they were last year, but we're really still seeing most homes with a loan coming on them needing some sort of concessions in that market. Last thing I wanted to talk with you about, this is the average showings depending and average list price. You can really see here that we've got about 12 to 13 offers to go under or showings to go under contract, very similar to last year, but we are getting more showing traffic in Longmont. May actually saw a substantial increase in showing traffic compared to what you would expect to see. So good news is that we have more buyers out looking and searching for homes than we did this time last year by 26%. So hopefully that helps. But if you have any other questions or other data needs, please reach out to me. Anthony with Land Title. Catch you next time.